Hi, so today I'm going to do a little quick demo on how to make a tea light holder. So it'll be like an animal sort of a design. I've got half of the pack of clay that we got in our clay packs. So I'm basically going to push it with the heel of my hand, and I'm going to thin it out because obviously it's really thick. So I'm just going to evenly push it. You can also use a rolling pin if you have one, but I tend to find that if you use a rolling pin you can't feel where it's thick and thin, whereas if you're using your hand you can. So I'm going to get this to about maybe a centimetre, a little bit less thick. So the thing that I'm making today can be either a tea light holder or a incense cone holder. It's up to you what you want to use it for. It's basically going to be a bowl shape, but instead of doing pinch pots, which I showed you yesterday with the little mushroom houses, I'm going to show you how to use a bowl as a mould. So it's a little bit thick in this area, so I'm not going to use that, but I'm going to cut out a sort of a circle shape, maybe about that big. I've got a little bowl, little ceramic bowl. It can be anything you want, but don't make it too big because it's obviously just for a tea light, so we don't need a huge bit of clay. I'm going to smooth that quickly over with my finger. And then pop this on top, and then I'm going to cut round it just with one of the tools that I've got out the pack. So I've just got this pointy one here, so that'll do as a knife. And then I'll get rid of that bit. Right, so I've got a flat circle of clay. Doesn't matter whether that looks a bit rough or not because I can tidy it up later on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it over there. I'm going to use this little bowl as a mould. That's going to be about the right size for my pot. I can't lie it straight on there because it's going to stick. So I'm going to prop this up with something. So I've just put it onto a jar there to keep it off the table because I'll need to work around here underneath it, and I can't if it's on the table, straight on the table. So slab of clay, lie it on the top and really gently work around, pushing it down as you go. And I just want to take on the shape of that bowl. So that's pretty much the right sort of shape there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it for sort of 10 minutes, half an hour-ish. Just let it harden up a little bit in the sun there. Or you can give it a blast with a hairdryer as well, that's all good. And then I'll show you how to tidy it up when that's done. So I'm going to do some little legs and feet for the body. It's probably not going to be a cat anymore. I'm kind of changing my mind. I'm going to do an abstract one. So I've got 3 legs, already there. So basically I've just got a bit of clay. I'm rolling a sausage, but I'm rolling down at one side, so my hand's on an angle. So one side's going to get narrower and the other side's going to stay thicker. put it to the right size.
Are to be allowed out of their homes for the first time in 6 weeks. Dr. Margaret Harris from the World
So they're all pretty much the same size. And then what I can do is I can make little feet. So I'm going to make something a little bit like that. So you basically just roll a little ball in your hand. Make sure it's nice and smooth, got no lines or cracks or anything in it. Pop it on the table, push it down at one side, so it's now that sort of a shape. And then just push some lines in, like that. And then what we'll do is we'll stick it on the bottom of here, so it looks a bit like a little leg. And what I'm going to do that, I'm going to cross hatch where it needs to be stuck together. So there and there, and then we need slurry slip on it. So I've shown you before how to make this up. If you don't remember, go back on the videos and have a look. And then just pop it on one side, and then you can attach that to it. Then tidy up the slip that's squirted out the outside. You can also use your paintbrush if you want as well. I'm just going to blend that side in to make it a really good join. The cracked bits you can either blend over or leave, whatever you want. But yeah, so be a little leg, a little bit like that. So then I'm going to make 4 of those, and then I'll come back to you. So I've taken the clay off the mould, so I've got a bowl shape. I'm going to tidy the edges up just by having a tiny little bit of water in between my finger and thumb and running it along the rim like that. So I'm just going to basically go all the way around, tidy it up, make it look a lot neater. You can probably see already that this side looks a lot neater than that side. So I'll just go around and get all that done. So I've tidied the rim up and I've smoothed the outside off. So now it's kind of ready to put the feet on. So then I can figure out where the face and thing's going to go from there. So the legs, the feet, I've made those. They need to sit on the bottom there, but this bit's flat at the minute. If I put it on flat, they'll be sticking out, which I don't massively want. I want them straight up and down. So I'm just going to angle them again by banging on the table, and then that angles it a little bit more so it's more straight up and down. So that one's for there. Actually, I'll mark where that's sitting as well, so I know where to cross hatch. And then there'll be one about there, and then one about there, and there. And then the same with your legs. Cross hatch those. And then you want slip on. So just blob it on there. And then slide this around till it starts to grip. If you need to, lift this up and then you can have your finger on the inside and you can push against your finger if it needs to be a bit harder. So I'm just giving it a bit of a wiggle. All that slurry's squirted out the outside, which is grand. I don't mind that at all because I can get that off with my paintbrush. So you've got a paintbrush in your pack. Get some water on the brush, take the water off, and then go around and tidy it up. So I'm just taking the excess slip off and making it look loads neater. Remember to keep washing your hands as well, because they'll end up with loads of little bits on that'll end up transferring onto your pot. But yeah, so that's how to stick the feet on the legs. So I'm going to do 4 of those and then come back to your ears. I'm just going to make them nice and smooth by rubbing my hand along the edges there. And then flip it over. Do the same on that side. And then I'm going to use one of the tools that's in the pack, which probably that one. And then basically push it in quite gently, roll it side to side. And then that'll just put a little sort of pattern in it. So it looks a bit more like a cat's ear. And then that's them two done. So we've got our feet all attached there to the pot. It's still a little bit soggy, so if I was you I would wait until it's harder than this. But basically that's what it looks like there. So I'll stand it on its feet, just make sure that it's level. If it's not, just have a fiddle around with it until it is. And then my ears are probably going to go on the side here, or on the outside, probably the inside, not sure yet. You see which looks good. Actually it looks good on the top, so if it looks good on the top I'm going to flatten it a little bit because I need some surface area to cross hatch and to stick onto there. So that's 2 bits flattened. So again, your cross hatching is just using any sharp tools that you've got, knives, anything like that. So cross hatching, and then we'll see where they're going to sit on here. So they're going to have to sit sort of at the front. Just have a look. Yep, that'll be fine. So I like where they are there, so I'm going to put a little mark either side, and then cross hatch on here and on here, and then we'll put some slip on here, and then gently pop it on. So hold it and squidge it at the same time, but be really careful if yours is still as soggy as what mine is. And then that one on. And then I'm going to do the same thing, get my brush and a bit of water, and I'm just going to tidy up around here and make sure they're stuck really properly. So then to pop the face on, all I did was cut a little triangle of clay, cross hatch, slowly stick it on. I used knife just to put the whiskers in. And then for the eyes, they're like closed tappy eyes. And again, I used this tool that's in your pack. So basically just push that in. So I've hung it over the edge just so it doesn't, it supports it, but the ears won't get affected by it. So yeah, that's pretty much it.